Have you heard of the Midnight Channel? Stare into a blank screen on a rainy midnight and see your soulmate. The embodiment of one's darkest fears. Face yourself and gain great power. The strength of heart required to face oneself made manifest countless times. A new facet of expression on a new stage. The dance floor. Tonight, a shadow one step awaits. If there's one thing that both critics and players like of the Persona series, it's the music. Whether it's rock, jazz, or a mix of various genres, the score oozes style unlike anything seen in JRPGs before, not to mention gaming in general. All thanks to the work of Shoji Meguro. In 2008, a concert at Akasaka Blitz was held to celebrate Meguro's work in the Persona series. Moderate attendance numbers were expected, but Atlus underestimated how popular this event would be. Tickets sold out within minutes, a testament to the popularity of the Persona sound Meguro honed for 13 years. The success of Persona Music Live would be repeated the following year at a bigger venue. And so it began. Atlus thought it to be a good idea. It would be nice to make a Persona music game. They didn't know how to go on about making that idea a reality. The idea was shelved. For now. Released in 2012, Persona 4 Arena saw P Studio working with Arc System Works, a studio known for franchises like Guilty Gear and BlazBlue. Positive reception to this game gave Atlus confidence to take the music game idea out of storage. What they needed now was a partner. Atlus recruited Dingo, a small studio best known for Hatsune Miku's Project Diva games. Their experience developing for portable platforms would prove to be an asset. With a co-development partner and Persona 4 as the chosen setting, all that remained was a name. Dancing All Night was unveiled in late 2013 on a special Persona stream. It was joined by the home console announcement of Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, a sequel to Arena that was faring well in arcades, and Persona Q, a portable game that would see Persona 3's Cease and Persona 4's investigation team come together. Dancing All Night was received with bewilderment. Just who was this game for? Then one announcement stole everyone's attention. Throughout 2014, Dancing All Night was largely missing from Atlus's marketing. A cause for alarm. This game is supposed to come up by autumn. What was happening? Before taking on Atlus's project, Dingo was working on a rhythm game based on the popular Love Live series. Development was not going well, their small team spreading thin. A choice had to be made. This partnership was not meant to be. P Studio took primary development responsibilities, and the game got delayed to 2015. As a result, a steady trickle of information on the project started to release. From a formal release date, localization details, public demonstrations, and product placement campaigns, 2015 made up for last year's lack of information. Summer vacation is ending. The Love Meets Bonds Festival marks the return of Risa Kujikawa to the idol scene after a year of absence. She asks her friends to join her in this one-in-a-lifetime performance. During a coaching session with Kujikawa, Yuna Rukami and Naoto Shirogane are introduced to a group of idols with an edible meat stick, Kanamin Kitchen. Nozomi Nakahara, the Noble Stag, Tamami Uesugi, the fluffy hen, Sumomo Ujima, the piglet, Tomoe Sayama, the soft lamb. Sometime after, they're reported missing. Rumors of a curse set this story in motion. It's said that a video of a dead idol dancing plays at midnight on the festival's website. Those who watch it to the end get taken to the other side and never wake up. Kujikawa and friends decide to test this rumor. Yellow ribbons galore from another dimension. Welcome to the midnight stage. An ideal world where no one hurts or gets hurt. The place for perfect bombs to develop. The prison of the Kanamin Kitchen Girls. The shadows of the midnight stage are not fought with weapons, but with dancing. Go ahead, show them your moves. Rid them of their brainwashing. Prove her bombs to be incorrect and bring down this false paradise. But who's behind it all? Dancing All Night structure is half visual novel, half rhythm game, divided into 8 acts, split between Narukami, Kujikawa, and the newest member, Kanami Mashita. Persona 4 was chosen as the focus of this game not only because of the popularity of the investigation team, but also to continue their story. Story mode is one of the elements that'll occupy your time in Dancing All Night, but it isn't the only one. Free mode is where the party's at. Play through the bass tracks and dance your way to high scores in either easy, normal, hard, or all-night difficulty. The rhythm gameplay works by pressing either up, left, down, triangle, circle, or X to match the yellow flying notes, earning either a miss, good, great, or perfect. Pink unison notes require 2 simultaneous button presses and can be horizontal stretching notes or diagonal ones, the latter common to all-night difficulty. Green hold notes require the press of a single button for a set time. Blue scratches are rings that break the flow of button presses, accompanied by a CD scratching sound on a timely flick of the analog stick. Rainbow fever rings also appear. Scratch 3 of these and you'll enter fever time at set points in the choreography. For its duration, you have the choice of an additional character dancing alongside you, and the effect on the hype gauge is increased. This gauge, displayed on the top row, determines whether you fail or pass a song by a display of little dancing monsters, inspired by early Shin Megami Tensei's enemy models. Red monsters indicate that you're dangerously close to being shut down, while the yellow and white stages indicate progress, with the latter marking the middle point. Meanwhile, cheerful green and glowing stages indicate your hype gauge is excellent and are the only 2 stages in which you can clear a song, accompanied by a persona summon if inside the midnight stage. Rankings, unlike general gameplay, is lacking in options. You either get stage clear, in which the minimum requirements to pass are met, brilliant to indicate above average performance, King Crazy, in which all buttons are hit with a minimum of a great timing and all scratchers are flicked, or the disappointing and self-explanatory, not clear.
Not good, I need more practice.
If the default clothing gets boring to watch, a large variety of outfits await. Over 150 costume options available, from one seen in Persona 4 to the adequately themed. Feel free to play dress up. Want to honor a famous British detective? You can. Cheer your friends on? You can do that. Become residents of the Velvet Room? That too. These and more are purchasable via the game's shopping option with Persona Money, obtained via dances in either story or free mode. Should you find the game's offerings too limited, there's always downloadable outfits, which can be purchased through the PlayStation Store. Among the offerings, there are the cross-dressing pageant outfits, the girl swimsuits, and the golden epilogue outfits. But downloadable costumes aren't the only part of the game's post-release content. Song DLCs are available to purchase, adding tracks to the already vast offering. Dance to the tune of the Persona 4 anime theme songs, remixes that never made the final track list, and new set pieces and choreographies. Marie, resident of the Velvet Room, embraces her punk roots on her moves, dancing to Arena Ultimax's main theme, composed by Atsushi Kitayo. Toru Adachi, ex-detective of the Inaba police force, joins the crew from an alternate dimension, with some killer moves in a remix of The Fog, composed by Atlas's Toshiki Konishi. Hatsune Miku makes a cameo inside the TV, dancing a dubstep remix of Heaven, composed by Aidles, a Vocaloid producer who got his start in 2009. Music is everything in a rhythm game. With this in mind, Atlas gathered around a select group of artists who not only made the theme suitable for such a project, but also brought their own flavor in the process. Renowned saxophonist Norihiko Hibino composes a dance version of a peaceful song. His work can be heard across multiple Konami titles, including the legendary Metal Gear Solid series, as one half of the live-smooth jazz band Gentle Love, and the Hibino Sound Therapy Lab Venture, focused on therapeutic music applications. A familiar face to Persona fans, Lotus Juice is a hip-hop artist shaped by a musician father and a culture shock at a young age. Centered around anime and video games, A Meeting of Fate made his first performance in Persona 3 possible, and never left, one more member of the family. Yu Miyake, well known for directing the score of the Katamari Damacy series, composed a dance version of a Shield song. After an amicable split with Bandai Namco in 2011, Miyake continued as a freelancer, working with developers like Square Enix and Sega. His later music career would also flourish during this stage. A heated battle theme is made even more so with a remix courtesy of Akira Yamaoka. While working at Konami, he composed many themes for an assortment of titles, yet the one that defined his work was the one done for the Silent Hill series. Currently, Yamaoka works for the studio of his idol, Suda51. Additional talents include electro house artist Shinichi Osawa, co-author of The Deepers frontman Narasaki, ex-D-Light member Towate, Japanese dance music pioneer Tetsuya Komuro, up-and-coming talent Bambox, keyboard master Daisuke Asakura, tribal music aficionado Didi Mouse, and Dancing All Night's sound director Ryota Kosuka. 15 artists, one vision, all come together to make an explosion of sound right in your pocket. An idea that saw the morning glory, a challenging development process, a continuation of the established canon, and a new way to play. Dancing All Night is the product of a perfect storm, one that sends a strong message: music matters. This may be the last time the world hears of the investigation team, but their journey will never end. Thank you for watching. Until next time, with nothing more to say, signing out.